Hello everybody, we're coming at you with a sit-down video just because I feel like it might make a bit of a break from all of the DIY stuff you've been seeing.
It's nice for me to sit down as well.
And it's nice for Sarah to sit down. We are still, what's today's date? Today's date is the 27th of August. Actually, I might even edit and upload this today. Still no baby yet. Poor old Sarah is massive now.
I really felt like the midwife that told us she was coming early and she expected to see us soon. She has a lot to answer for because she's... I feel like if I see her, I can have words now.
We had a false alarm this morning at 4 AM where you had something.
Yeah, I've had quite a lot of Braxton Hicks for like the last, 6 weeks, but this was not Braxton Hicks.
Right, because you woke me up and you were like, I think this is it. It's much more.
I've been awake for about an hour,
right,
kind of pacing and thinking, oh, I don't want to wake Jim up yet, I don't want to wake Jim up yet. And I really thought that was the moment. But
still no baby.
No, still in there.
So actually we've been requested this video so much and been meaning to get around to doing it, but I've been so busy just sort of doing house stuff that we haven't yet. So this video is names that we liked or that were suggested to us that we haven't used for our little baby. I think maybe we should start with boys' names because obviously we're having a girl. So let's kind of get these out of the way first.
Kick it off.
Okay, my first suggestion was Jude. And we both like Jude, right? Mm-hmm. And it's still on the cards should we have a boy at any point.
Only thing that puts me off Jude is because my dad's family are from Liverpool and I feel like the Beatles and they'll be there going, hey Jude. I'm not even going to do the accent.
My mum is a Judy, so it was kind of like homage to her. My brother's baby is called Bobby and my name is Jim Bobs at home. Everyone calls me Bob, or Jim Bob, so Bobby is kind of an homage to me and I think it's nice to sort of indirectly name a child after someone you really care about. So yeah, Jude's on the cards for round 2. Next boy's name that I really liked, that was, did you veto this?
Depends which one you're
Rex.
saying. Oh yeah, I vetoed it.
I love Rex. I think Rex is such a cool name.
It's quite a trendy name at the moment. There are a lot of Rexes about.
I just think it's wicked. It was vetoed pretty swiftly by both Sarah and Sarah's mum. Sarah's mum's ground on vetoing it though, didn't. She said, what if he wants to work in a bank? And his name's Rex.
Do you remember we were watching TV that afternoon and there was someone on a quiz show called Rex and she was like,
a banker? Yeah,
she was like, you'll never ever see someone over a certain age that's called Rex that works in a bank, and then lo and behold on a quiz show it's like a 60-year-old man works in a bank called Rex.
But what I would also say is that you can't not name your child for fear of what they're going to go into as a career, because if, for example, my builder is called Steve, right? The guy's done lots of work to this house. So if I call my child Steve, is he automatically going to be a builder? Or does that then stop him from being anything else?
I do think on the names chat though, a lot of names, especially when you talk about it with other people, you associate them with certain things. Usually people that other people hate. That seems to be the most common, is like, I hated that person.
There's lots of names that we had that either one of us chose not to have, because we both knew someone with those names that we have feelings about or whatever. But I don't think it's fair to not call someone a name because they might go into banking or become a builder or an artist or something, because you're limiting them before they're even bloody born. I don't think, give them a name that you like. Anyway, Rex, unfortunately, has
didn't make the cut.
Vetoed. However, again, if we have a second baby, I might try for round 2.
It's not going to make the cut again.
Bertie was cute though.
Yeah, we both liked that.
We liked Bertie a lot. I couldn't actually choose. Jude was always my favourite because it's sort of something that has always been on my mind. But then you suggested Bertie? And I was like, oh my god, I love that name. So
when we were talking about Bertie, it got me, one of the things we were talking about was I quite like some of the more old-fashioned classic names, and Jim isn't as big a fan. And to wind him up, I was throwing a few names in the mix to pretending I really, really loved them just to see. But then I said one to tease you and actually started really liking it, which is Atticus. Because I read it and I was like, oh, that's going to annoy him. But then the more I was saying like, oh, Atty, I was actually starting to like it.
It's not nice to say. I don't like the name Atticus, if I'm totally honest, but I don't dislike it. But the thing is, the name you call someone is never what they're actually going to be called.
No, they'd be Atty.
They'd be Atty, and Atty's not nice, or Couscous. Which is also awful. My sister had some very ripe suggestion. She went down like a sort of an animal route. She said, you should call your little boy, if we have a little boy, Wolf, Fox, or Bear. I don't dislike any of those names, actually, but with them all coming in quick succession in one list that she suggested.
Fox was quite rogue.
I think Fox is actually quite cool. But with them all coming in like a list from my sister's suggestions, like why are they all animals? Like they're all woodland creatures. Had they been like individual suggestions, I might have given them more time, but in the context of
it was quite
a zoo.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the boys' names that we are not choosing because obviously we're having a little girl. We struggled much more. We had lots of boys' names, I felt, that we quite liked, and we could have just picked. When it came to girls' names, we struggled a little more because we really didn't see
eye to eye
on many of them. For example, I'm going to start with my personal favourite, Penelope, which I think is wonderful, and
I think Penelope is beautiful, but again, you know, I was saying before, you associate it with things. Names can be associated with things. There was like a librarian at my school who just wasn't very nice, and she was like this really grouchy. She was like a Disney character, like an old lady librarian, and she was called Penny. And I just thought, oh, Penny. Like, thinking of Penny made me think of this grumpy lady.
I really pushed for Penelope quite hard, actually. I was really like, oh, come on, Penelope, just consider it. And Sarah was like, no, I will not call my child Penny. So that was out of the question.
You don't realise how many people have wronged you until you go through names. My favourite name, which was very quickly vetoed, is I love the name Maya. And you said you don't like how it sounds on your mouth.
I just don't like...
Can you talk me through that?
I just don't like saying it, Maya. It just feels...
I don't like saying Jim.
It just feels very...
Jim.
Like, there'll be lots of Mayas watching, and I'm really sorry. I don't dislike you, just your name. It just feels quite hard to say.
Like Jim.
No, Jim's not hard. Jim's like a... listen, I'm not a massive fan of my own name, but at least it's kind of quite like soft. It was Maya. It's like hiya. You know what I mean? It just feels... I don't like...
Let's move on.
And what would you call her? My.
No, just fine.
I liked Matilda. That was cute.
Yeah, we did like Matilda.
But a friend of ours has a kid. Someone I know has a kid called Matilda. I can't remember who it is now. So. But that was the reason why. I was like, oh, someone I know's got a kid called Matilda, but we can't copy, and now I can't even remember who it is. So relevant.
It was also, I think it was also because I said if it was shortened, it would be Tilly, and I think of Tilly as a dog's name.
Right.
Your sister's dog was Tilly.
Fair enough.
I feel like we're offending.
Yeah, I know, there'll be so many people watching.
I'm so sorry if you're Matilda and I'm saying my dog's name.
Oh, or if you're also
maybe we shouldn't put this video out.
If you're also a wolf, a fox, or a bear. Also, apologies. Another suggestion that came our way, which we considered briefly, was Claudia. But again, it feels quite... It's hard to explain, but it feels sort of quite definite. Claudia. It's like... It starts with a k noise, which is quite...
I mean, this is very much a you thing. I don't think of how it sounds on my tongue when I say...
And you'd have to shorten that to Claude.
I was nearly going to say out loud, the name we actually have picked is also not it's not like some soft name.
No, it is. I think it is. It's nice to... Well, it's also, I mean, we call the baby that already. We call Sarah's tummy that. We have been for months. So I'm already...
You're sold now.
In love with it, yeah. And it feels nice to say because it's my baby. You know what I mean? So even if it wasn't...
I think you're a bit bonkers. Anyway, moving on. Oh, my other favourite name. I've loved this name since I was a little girl. My favourite book as a child was Noel Streatfeild's Ballet Shoes. And the lead character is called Posy, and I have always loved the name Posy, and Jim vetoed it because he was like, you're a model and I'm on the internet, so then she'll be posy like us.
Oh, is that why?
And that was why you said it, and I think that's just so mean.
Well, it's actually a really cute name. Is that why?
That was exactly why you vetoed it. You said people will tease her and say she's posers like us and that we've just made a poser.
That's hilarious.
You said, what if you go to work with her and do like mum and baby shoots? Oh, there's the poser.
I don't think that's I mean, I can't remember this discussion, but now you're saying it to me. I don't think that was quite what I would have said. It feels like I would have said something more along the lines of, because you pose for a living, and I don't exactly, I'm not far off doing what I do. It's almost like you're naming our child after our careers, which doesn't...
I'm not calling her Jimmy Bobber.
No, J1MMYB0BBO, actually. Now, the final name, actually, which really nearly made it, but kind of didn't on almost like a technicality.
We've actually almost had a bit of a debate about why we didn't even pick this name now. I can't remember.
I do remember. So the name that we liked but didn't pick was Amelie, right? Now, Amelie has French roots, and that's lovely. In fact, I think the name that we've chosen kind of has French roots, right?
Yeah,
however,
sure.
Sarah has a real affinity with Spanish culture. Her dad worked there for a long time. They have a place there. Sarah spent most of her childhood there. And you and your sister both have a Spanish middle name.
Yeah, because my parents were living there just after I was born. They moved back to the UK, right. And like just because of my dad's job and stuff, they like the culture. We all speak Spanish, yeah. So we were both given Spanish middle names, so it's a tradition I'd like to carry on. Right,
so our little bundle of joy has a Spanish middle name. Now, the Spanish middle name that we've chosen doesn't go well with Amelie. It just doesn't sound nice together, so we took Amelie off the list purely because we almost chose the middle name first.
Yeah, and I think a lot of although there are loads, I've never actually discussed this with you, there are loads of Spanish names that I think are so beautiful, but it just, I don't know, it felt a little bit rogue to be like, I think there's a Spanish name, Noelia, which is so beautiful, but I also, I know my sister's the same, when people read your name out with a very strong English accent from somewhere, particularly like my sister lives in Liverpool, imagine Noelia in a Scouse accent. It just, you can't do that.
Anyway, they are some names that we liked or considered but haven't used. We're not going to tell you the name of our baby until she gets here, purely because I know that we're going to get loads of opinions, loads of thoughts on it, and I don't want to be swayed. I really like, we both really like.
Maybe you can guess in the comments if this comes up before, if you upload this before she comes and we tell people.
I might put it up today, so yeah, feel free in the comments to speculate. But whatever we choose, please be kind. Like I don't want everyone to have opinions are obviously fine, but you know, unless they're really lovely.
Keep thoughts to yourself.
Yeah, basically, just be positive, right? It's the name that we've chosen. It's the label that we're giving to our person, and we don't need those people to go, I hate that. You should have chosen this, and your name's awful. Because I'm very protective over this little thing already, you know. Anyway, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks very much.
Hopefully next time.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm gonna upload this today, I think. And I really feel like next time I post a video, unless it's one of the renovation ones, because I've been doing them over the course of a few months, we might have a new person with us.
I don't hope so, my back hurts.
Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Goodbye.